ना जिद थी ना ज़रूरत, पर क्या सिर्फ प्यार का होना ही काफ़ी था। आरज़ू तो वैसे कई थे मेरे, पर क्या सिर्फ मन का होना ही काफ़ी था। समझा तो दिल को मैं आज भी लेता, पर क्या सिर्फ दिल का समझ जाना ही काफ़ी था। बदकिस्मत तो दिल था मेरा सदियों से, क्या इसका इश्क में होना ही काफ़ी था।
भगवान कसम, क्या प्रोग्राम दिखा दिया तूने। सच कहो, जिंदगी में दो बार खुश हुआ हूँ। एक दिन जब देश को आजादी मिली थी, और एक दिन आज।
वाह, क्या लिखा है ना मैंने। Now, before you ask me if ये आज इतना romantic क्यों है, let me make you imagine something. Imagine having a sweet girlfriend. I mean, I know many of you don't, but just imagine for a moment. Imagine you have a home, which is a person and not a place. Imagine having a person who's waiting to ask you how your day was. Times when you feel everything's going just fine. You're working on yourself, you're working on your dreams, your career, and everything's going just the way they should. And all of a sudden, an evening, you lose everything. The moment that person leaves, your whole life spirals out of control. You fall into this deep black hole in your life that seems impossible to come out of. शीश, कुछ ज़्यादा ही डिप्रेसिंग हो गया ना? Come on, हर कोई देवदास नहीं होता. People learn to move on. Men are brave. I mean, we are bad men of course. Now, coming to our topic, if this whole story did not remind you of La La Land, then my friend, we have something to talk about. Despite being a musical romance, La La Land, which was released in 2016, holds the record for the most Golden Globe Awards won by a single film, which is about 7 awards. Impressive, right? But then I remembered, wait a minute, wasn't Bollywood popular for making romantic movies? So this marked the beginning of my journey to find an Indian equivalent of La La Land. And you won't believe where I was led to. I found a very sweet Tamil romantic movie, 96, released in 2018, starring Vijay Sethupathi and Trisha Krishnan, written and directed by C. Prem Kumar. And surprisingly, it was also his directorial debut. And man, trust me on this, I cannot express in words how beautiful both the movies are. While La La Land spans over the whole relationship of both the lead characters, that was of about a year, 96 is a movie that's majorly just a story of one evening. While in La La Land, the filmmakers used the name of season as metaphor for the stages of relationship of both the characters. In 96, as a viewer, you learn their story of both the leads through their own point of view and memories. The plot of La La Land follows the story of two aspiring artists, Sebastian, who is a pianist, and Mia, who is an aspiring actress. They cross paths due to fate and gradually develop feelings for each other. The movie expands over the relationship as it grows with time. The story is about how they push each other to be better until one of them changes and leaves the other behind, and eventually they split up. And after giving the audience a false hope of them getting back together, the movie finally shows you a reflection of the reality where not everything goes as planned, and no matter who is at fault, the decision taken by each individual affects both in the relationship. This movie uses all the season of a year to metaphorically depict the stages of the relationship, starting from winter when the leads meet each other for the first time and ends with fall when they split up and move on with their lives, accepting their fate. The plot of 96, however, follows the story of two high school sweethearts who are not together in the present due to certain situations and are living their separate lives without a closure. However, fate brings them together in front of each other for one evening after 2 decades of separation in a school reunion. And that's where we as audience get to know their story through their memories and perspective, and explore how sometimes situations are at fault in some stories and not every story needs to have a villain. And unlike typical romantic films, both the movies do not have a happily ever after ending, but it's not a sad ending either. It's about acceptance. As an audience, when you watch the movie, you'll notice the plot and execution of both the movies are really good. And complementing it very beautifully is the performances of all the four leads. As the story highly revolves around the lead characters only in both the movies, performances of the actors are highly noticeable and are very significant for the movie. The visuals, however, are very well done in La La Land compared to 96. Only complaint I have about La La Land is their Hollywood style musicals. Although the main theme of the movie was really well done on the piano, I personally am not a very big fan of sudden transitions of dialogues into songs. Although a similar problem I also felt with 96 was I saw the movie in Hindi dubbed, and the translation was not very impressive. However, the main theme track of 96 was just a pure piece of art. Coming back to the movie, the ending of La La Land hits harder. While in 96 you already know chances of them getting back together is really low, La La Land however teases you by giving you small hints of them getting back together, but never actually does that. Both the movies have one common plot where Ryan and Trisha's character imagine how their lives would have been if it went how they wanted it to. And although both the scenes land perfectly, the same scene in La La Land feels more impactful. And you know what the reason is? It's because in 96, this scene is narrated by the character of Trisha. But in La La Land, there are no dialogues in the scene. Instead, you are just shown an imagination of how Ryan's character Sebastian wanted his life to go. And what this does is, it intensifies the emotions of the scene. Now, coming to emotions, the major emotions that is focused on in the movie 96 is regret, while the major emotion in La La Land is acceptance. You can call this the basic difference of the movie. While Janu and Ram, that are the characters of Trisha and Vijay respectively, were getting a closure for their past, regret was the emotions that the characters went through, and both the actors have beautifully portrayed it. Although in the back of your mind it still feels kind of creepy how Trisha's character that already had a husband and a daughter still had regrets of losing her ex-boyfriend. One can actually sympathize with her character, particularly because the movie is not vulgar. And this is why this movie feels special. Although you know the whole situation in the movie is running on some edge, one never really feels creepy or awkward. So overall, you don't have any negative feelings about the movie. And the same goes with La La Land. Hema's character, Mia, when she sees Sebastian for the last time before leaving, they do not have any dialogues but share a smile. This portrayed the acceptance and respect that they had for each other. So that was all for the video, guys. Now, if you like the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also tell me in the comment section what you feel about the video. Also please press the subscribe button to help me grow this channel and shoot more interesting content your way.